There's a huge problem with the internet right now, and it is censorship. And where is it coming from? Right there. Silicon Valley is the home of censorship. I see it all the time on YouTube. People who have YouTube videos complaining about how their video was taken down because it didn't conform to what YouTube would like to see on its site. And it has nothing to do with whether it was pornographic or inciting riot. They were taken down because they were against the PC culture of YouTube. And it's happening on other sites. As you see the president going after Twitter. And what's happened is the internet, we used to be a free place to speak and to video. Now it is heavily policed. You can put anything you want on the internet as long as it conforms to the values of Silicon Valley. It's all coming out of there, no place else. Now I want to go in to the history of Silicon Valley. Silicon Valley, where it is the home of the internet. Everything we have on the internet comes out of Silicon Valley. Silicon Valley got started next to San Francisco. That's where Silicon Valley is. So it immediately started out with the values of San Francisco, California. And what was San Francisco, California? It was the most liberal city in the United States. So Silicon Valley starts off right next to the most liberal city in the United States. Well, it starts out by hiring people from the area. And what are the philosophy of the people in that San Francisco area? They were all liberals. So Silicon Valley starts up. All its workers are from the area near San Francisco, and they're all liberal. So Silicon Valley becomes the home of liberal values. Then as Silicon Valley grows, there are more liberals in Silicon Valley. There's so many of them that they don't understand why America doesn't hold their values. So this is where it comes up years later, where censorship starts to creep in. Because the people in Silicon Valley have one mindset. And you can believe that if you don't have that liberal mindset in Silicon Valley, you're not going to work there. Okay, if they just smell that you are not a liberal, they're going to find a way not to hire you. So the whole place is dominated by liberal thinking. And then they just decide, you know what, since we control everything on the internet, then we should have our philosophy as a liberal go out to all the world. And that's what they did. Then it got to the point they got emboldened, and they started up with, let's have censorship. We can have censorship. All we have to do is push a button and take down anything that does not agree with our liberal values. And that's where we are at today. You put anything up on the internet, like on YouTube or Twitter, that does not fit Silicon Valley values, you have a good chance it's going to be taken down. All they have to do is push a button and you are gone. This is called censorship. But the good news is, and no one saw this coming, remote work, which is a consequence of this bugdemic, is going to erode Silicon Valley's control of the internet. With remote work, people don't have to be in Silicon Valley, next to San Francisco, which is the most liberal city in the United States. They can be in Mississippi. They can be in Florida. They can be in Georgia working. Now, the problem with Silicon Valley is they're going to be losing control of their people because they're not all hanging out together in the same building with the same ideas. When you're all grouped together, it's easy to force others to think like you. But when you're 1,000 miles away from others, it becomes difficult to control how people think. And what's going to happen is this censorship that's coming out of Silicon Valley is going to start breaking up because people working remotely are not going to buy in to your values. And they are not going to succumb to the pressure because you're not elbow to elbow with them around the drinking fountain talking politics and forcing people to think just like you. So what's going to happen is remote work is going to start breaking up Silicon Valley's censorship because remote work is going to produce not being able to control people and the way they think.